السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف الحال everyone? How's things? حياك الله أخي جابرييل. Can I call you Jibril in Arabic?
Yes, sure. تفضل عادي.
حياك الله أخي جبريل. Welcome to my
الله
channel.
يحييك. الله يحييك.
So today guys, as you know, our guest here, Gabriel Romani. First of all, we're gonna introduce him, like generally speaking. Can you introduce yourself, brother Jibril, for people who doesn't know you? And I bet there are very few.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. جزاك الله خير. So my name is Gabriel Romani from Romania, born and raised, and then moved to Canada, converted to Islam around 2003 after 9/11. Alhamdulillah. While I was in university, and I graduated with a double major in biology, psychology, neuroscience, and cognition, and then I went to do a major in education. Then I did a bachelor's in Islamic studies, and now I'm finishing my master's in education and Islamic studies. And alhamdulillah, I'm working as a positive Islamic psychology counselor as well as a educational consultant. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. You converted to Islam in 2003.
2003, yeah.
MashaAllah, around 18 years.
19 now, yeah.
19 years. Yeah, MashaAllah.
Yeah, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Guys, by the way, like whoever want to contact with the brother Gabriel, you will find all the links for to book a consultation, the link for brother Patreon account, and the channel and everything else. All the links is in the description. Like we have to support, as I say that as I say always, we have to support our Muslim content creator, because the main issue today is they are deplatforming us and demonetizing us to try to censor us, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And some of us, I was deplatformed from Facebook. We're gonna mention that. Like brother Daniel deplatformed from Twitter. And brother Gabriel, like they're pushing him to the edge. They're trying very hard.
Yes. Subhanallah.
Subhanallah. So okay, let's start with today's subject. The main issue here with the social media platforms, generally speaking, is the community guideline. The community guideline are designed based on the Western point of view. The Western point of view, they think their way of thinking, or their ideology boundaries, is the boundaries of free speech on the social media platforms in general. So anybody is tweeting out of that, they can easily attack him as you are like it is hate speech. It is hate speech. Why it is hate speech? It is not considered hate speech, for example, in Middle East. What I'm saying is very acceptable. So no, it is not. Why? Because I think this is not appropriate. That can potentially lead for discrimination or for misogyny, for example, or potential violence. But no, it does not lead to that. You can't convince them. You can't convince them because they are following the book. They are following the procedure, the checklist. Check. Hate speech, deplatformed. So, but usually they start by strikes. They'll send you warning. You can dispute it. You can't really dispute it, but you can send them like email, as I was doing with Facebook. Most of that will fail. Most of the dispute will fail, and they will end up deplatforming you. As I lost, guys, around 130,000 follower on Facebook. So why? Because they don't like what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not supporting terrorism, for example. Of course we don't. But we're saying some controversial issues, especially about the intersexual dynamic between man and woman, from an Islamic perspective. So they consider it discrimination. It is against equality. That's the main issue. Can you tell us, like, brother Gabriel, about your journey with this stuff?
Okay, طيب. So first of all, I don't think there is any freedom of speech. I think that's just a fallacy, right?
Mhm.
And that's obvious. It's very obvious.
Hmm.
That's number one. Number two, I don't think even if there would be some freedom of speech, if we look at the history of this so-called label, it's been changing so much in the past few years.
Mhm.
It's basically I call it the golden rules. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. So it
Hmm.
depends, right? Tomorrow will be something else. It depends on which way their shahawat and their hawat, kind of blows, right? If today they feel like doing this, they'll do this. If they feel like doing that, they'll do that. And actually, what we're talking about is not something restricted to Islam. It's something restricted to traditional nuclear families. The Christians
Hmm.
have had it, the Jews have
Hmm.
had it, and still have it, many of them. So it's not necessarily only up to Islam. Um, and I think it's important to understand the background of this censorships. Um, this so-called, I mean, that's the weird thing. We can't even tell what is this the LGBTQ lobby? Is this the liberal lobby? What is it, right? We don't
Hmm.
even know that. Um, I think we need to understand that these people are still a minority.
Hmm.
If you look relatively speaking to the world,
Hmm.
they're still not representing the mainstream.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
still, but it's ajib that they have so much power and
Hmm.
so much influence. Okay, let's say freedom of speech is say whatever you want. Okay, let's say this is a worldview, but it's not really. It's something ludicrous. Can I say
Hmm.
what I want? No, I cannot because I get censored. So where is the why is it what's even the point of using this label freedom of speech?
Hmm.
Because I mean, it's more like freedom of speech, except for Muslims and
Hmm.
except for people who are talking about traditional values.
Yeah,
If
conservative
you
in
want to,
general.
yes, if you want to talk about nasty things, no problem. Go ahead, right? That's okay,
Mhm.
fine. But as long as you want to bring people to back to traditional values, let's say uh, traditional Judeo-Christian,
Hmm.
Muslim, okay, values. I'm going to use this term because people need to understand, right? When you say just Muslim, they'll
Oh,
say,
yeah.
you see, Muslims, right?
Hmm.
But the Judeo, of course, we are different in Aqidah, we are different in
Yeah.
everything,
But there
but
is a lot of
the
in common.
values,
Yeah.
yeah, there are intersectional issues in terms of ethics and morals that are
Hmm.
very, very, very similar. And I think Muslims need to understand that. Sadly, the Muslims today,
Hmm.
in order to receive some form of acceptance, they will side with the liberals and
Hmm.
with all these weird
Hmm.
organizations, as opposed to siding with the conservative non-Muslims. They start with the liberals. So you find Western imams today talking about gay rights and how important it is for
Hmm.
Muslims to, because I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Hmm.
And these are still only a minority, even amongst people. Need to understand these people are still a minority. The support that they have, though, that's something that we can say it's very strange.
Hmm.
But in terms of who they are, they're still a very small minority. What's
Hmm.
very weird to understand is how the heck did they get this kind of support and this
Hmm.
kind of popularity for
Hmm.
being this small?
Hmm.
Right? I think this is what we need to understand. So it's hard to say, Coach Karim, like how to, because it's not very clear as to which way they're going and what they're doing. What's clear though is that anyone who wants to go towards traditional values, towards protection of the family, anti-corruption of the family, they will be labeled as hate speech, they will be demonetized. Their platforms will be will be removed, and they will be flagged or whatever, because the lobby is so powerful that whoever is sitting there, they have this ideology that, look, we're going to push this agenda no matter what. It does not matter at any cost. This is going to go through, and anyone who stands against it will be censored. And I think, I think the world needs to really, really be upset at this. I mean,
Mm.
there's a, as we say in Arabic, a tanaqad, or contradiction
Contradiction,
in
yeah.
what they're claiming for freedom, and inclusiveness, and everyone is allowed to express their opinions.
Mm.
Wait a second. I mean, if we look at what I put out there, what you guys put out there, whoever,
Mm.
as long as we keep it academic, why am I not allowed to speak?
Yeah, of course.
I don't care who gets upset, as long as I don't say go kill this one, or go beat this one, or this guy one should go to this and that. Of course, some people, sadly, they say this, and that's maybe what causes the problems. But I'm not saying that,
Mm.
and you're not saying that. You're not encouraging anyone saying, "Oh, if you see a gay person on the street, go and beat them," or if you say this, go and do this, or if this liberal is on, you should do. No one says that.
Yeah.
All we're saying is, listen to what we have to say also, and let people make their own decision.
Hmm. Hmm.
But they're afraid, bro, because they know when we're gonna speak, people are gonna say, "Wait a second, this makes sense. What the heck are we doing?" You know, we should come back. So people are scared, that to the point where you're not even allowed to have a academic debate with these people, or an academic discussion, because you'll be flagged.
Mm. Your information that you're saying is so threatful, like it's threatening their ideology, because you because we support our claim with a clear data, with
Exactly.
science, with some studies, especially especially me, for example. Like I always write articles in my Red Pill Arabic, which is redpillarabic.com. You
Mm.
will find a whole page. It's called the Studies Store. The Studies Store. Go in it. You will find 50 plus studies uh, supporting what we are saying, and it's
Mm.
pure science. It's pure science. Regarding the like how powerful the lobby of the liberals, generally speaking, let's say under of it, you will find all minorities, which is
Right,
LGBTQXYZ, with the rest of
right.
it, and you will find the trans and all of it. You'll find feminism and all of it. Like these minorities give the power to the leftist ideology in general. So
Mm.
they are still minority, but they are so powerful. Why? Because they are minority. Because the leftists, generally speaking, concentrate on the injustice that those minority might have in the society. So they support the minority groups a lot, to the degree that it is haram, it is forbidden to say anything about them, anything at all. You're not allowed to say anything.
Okay.
So they have like that power, to the degree that they changed, like in the late 60s, they changed the description of the sexual orientation disorder from like a behavior disorder to a very natural thing
Yes.
in the American Sociologist Association. I believe
Yeah.
you know that, if
Yes.
you study
Yes.
psychology. They changed
Yes.
it in the 60s
Yes.
based on political let's say power, the
Lobbyists.
yeah, the political what they call it, pressure only.
Pressure.
it's
Lobbying.
it's,
Yeah, they're
it's,
lobbying
it's
for it.
yeah, it's not science.
Right. Of
Yeah.
course, no doubt. See, the thing is, subhanallah, it's amazing you said that the minorities, they're under the minority umbrella. To be honest, if I would be like an African American or an Asian American or I'll be very upset that these people have used that term, right? Because there's a difference between a person who's born with a certain color skin, a certain ethnicity, and so on, and someone who claims to have a certain sexuality or a certain, direction when it comes to that. I think this was a huge blow to the human rights movement that have worked so hard to gain rights in America or in the West, where definitely human rights were at an all-time low,
Mhm.
right? Post slavery, post colonialism, and now these people just kind of slipped in, claiming that we also are a minority and we also qualify. The agenda, the template was already, there was blood and sweat
Hmm.
by the African American movement, by the Martin Luther, by Gandhi, by all these people who fought for what? This is how we were created by God. This is our skin. This is our tongue. Why are you better than us just because you're white? Right?
Hmm.
A great argument, an amazing argument. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And then here comes this other groups with all kinds of things, whatever labels and whatever acronyms they have, saying, "Me too, I'm also here."
Hmm.
Wait a second, what did you do to this? For what?
Hmm.
For sexual orientation? For the removal of the nuclear family? You know, Yaki, women lie, men lie, DNA doesn't lie. You know what I mean? It's just clear. And this is the very own perfect system that every single person in this world has come to existence through this. And you are trying to break it. And you are
Yeah.
trying to say that this is a social construct. This is not true.
Hmm.
What I see down, it's not true. What I every single man and woman, as Dave Chappelle said, right, came through between the legs of woman, into this world, right? Like
Yeah.
this is facts, man. This is facts. Even if you want to grow them in a test tube, you're still going to need a woman for a person to come into this world through. No matter how much they want to play, astaghfirullah, Allah, a'udhu billah. Yani you cannot deny this fact. DNA does not lie, you know,
Hmm.
um, like
And
that joke,
biology
right?
is solid science. It's not soft science. Biology is very solid science. So XX and XY. Do not
Yeah.
tell me it is social construct. No.
It's like that joke, right? Like the guy goes to the doctor, and doctor comes out and says, "Sorry, sir," and he's like, "Don't call me sir, I'm Miss," right? He says, "Okay, Miss, sorry to tell you, but you have testicular cancer."
Testicle cancers.
Miss, he said, "Miss." Okay, Miss.
Yeah. Dear,
Subhanallah.
you
Like,
have testicle cancer. Yeah.
dear Miss, you have testicular cancer, because he didn't want to be called Mister.
Wallahi,
Subhanallah.
that's comedy. That's comedy. And if you're following David Chappelle, is the
Yes.
Muslim stand-up comedian, because he make fun
Mm.
of them. He make fun of them. He make fun of everybody. But when it comes to them, he make fun of all ethnicities, of everyone, of everything, or of straight, of trans, of gays, of everyone. But when it comes to trans, for example, they try to cancel him. You saw that protest? They was pushing Netflix so hard and using the media in very dirty way to cancel the
Well,
guy because he can't
I'll
say
tell you one
joke.
thing. I'll tell you one thing about Dave Chappelle. Like, I know of his brother, William Chappelle. He's part of the CDA, the Canadian Dial Association. So I met him in Toronto. He's a,
MashaAllah.
mashallah, big guy. I
MashaAllah.
mean, not in like the social media or anything, but they do some amazing dawah to celebrities like Mike Tyson and these guys, right?
Mhm.
So his name is William Chappelle. That's his brother.
Mm.
So of course, Yani, we don't agree with Dave and what he's doing and how he lives his life and all that. And he himself, has said it many times. Look, I'm Muslim, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
So also, our audience need to understand what we're talking about. These things doesn't mean necessarily that we're endorsing them. People need to get it out of their mind.
Mm.
That not necessarily when we discuss Dave Chappelle or we're talking about this one or that one, that all of a
Mm.
sudden we agree or or disagree, right? We're
mm,
discussing here to have an academic understanding of what the heck is going on in this world, right? I think people need to understand that, and it needs to be. Sadly, we're not allowed to have these discussions. We're not allowed. We're being flagged. We're being censored. There's no way we can have a discussion anymore to say, people, look, guys, you're wrong. I mean, imagine Kareem, like, okay, the
yeah.
American Parliament, right? Imagine, look at the American Parliament, right? This is the pinnacle of democracy, let's say, right now. Okay,
Mm.
America champions itself. They are the
The ultimate
top
forum.
democratic, the ultimate. Okay, the ultimate, right? Okay, imagine in the Parliament you don't have liberals and conservatives.
Mm,
Imagine you don't have differing opinions. Like, if have you ever seen the debates that, and this is what they say, this is how the best comes out. Let the best win, the best
mm,
argument. The people would choose. They have the debates, right? When they have elections.
mm.
Why can't we have these debates? We are not saying to people, I'm going to kill you. A'udhu billah. We're not saying, as you said, supporting terrorism or
Mm,
calling. We just say, we want to talk. We
mm,
want to hit you with our tongue and with the
mm.
facts and with the evidence. Why
Yeah,
can we not do it? Give us a reason why we cannot do it.
yeah.
Okay? Like, no, they'll say hate speech. Okay, what you are doing, all this pro agenda, it's not just the LGBTQ, all this pro agenda that's targeting the nuclear family, that is hate speech, we can say. We can say the same thing. It's
Mm,
actually hurting us. It's actually, now, as a heterosexual man, you feel like you are a stranger, like you're a criminal, you know?
mm,
It's like, I just saw one debate in a university where the teacher was challenging the students as to, why are you heterosexual? How does this make sense? You
mm,
shouldn't be heterosexual. And it
mm,
proved to me that heterosexualism is good. It's almost like he flipped the tables on them, making homosexual or whatever sexual to be the default, and heterosexual is like the odd one out, the weird one. It's reaching to that level, my
Subhanallah.
brother.
Yeah. Subhanallah. Stick. This is a great comment, Yusuf. This is a great comment. Under the Trump administration, they made it clear to promote feminism, uh, woman empowerment, the Muslim woman empowerment, and in the Muslim world to change Islamic culture into their man-made secular capitalist creed.
No,
That is amazing comment, Yusuf. That is amazing
no.
comment. They are doing it not like not only in Trump culture. They are doing that since like 40 years.
Yeah,
Since I wake up in this life, they are doing that. But
subhanallah.
they're doing it step by step, step by step. Like in the social media, the things accelerated. Why it does accelerated? Because it is very powerful tool, like
Right,
the social media. Like we have around 5 billion people in the social media around the world, so it is very powerful tool that they can use to change your perception, to change your point of view, to give you the like the mainstream narrative, to change the collective awareness among your children, among the new Muslims, like the young Muslims. And
right.
let's talk a little bit about the deal with the devil, which is the minority of Muslims
Mm,
making the shaking hand with the devil, which is the leftist, to gain some political advantages.
no.
I understand it is not like it is not something that fascinate me, and I wonder why. No, I didn't wonder. I do not wonder why, because one of the leftists' agenda to support the minorities and Muslims in the West, generally speaking, they are minority. Like they are between 1 to 5%, maybe ten
Yeah.
percent at the most. So they
Hmm.
are still minority. So in order to gain some political power, you need to shake hand, like you need to belong to someone, and you
Right,
can't make your own party
right.
basically, because Muslim as 1% or 0.05%, or there are very few to have like a powerful party. There are very few to have a powerful party. So they need to be allies with someone.
Yeah.
Some of them, like very tiny minority of them, are allies with the right wing, with the rightist, let's say, because they are more toward conservatism and
Right.
moral values. We have a
Right.
lot of in common with them than the left.
Right.
That's why stupid people will keep telling us, you are from the right wing, white supremacist.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
even white, you idiot. So I can't be white supremacist. No, I'm Arabic guy. So
Right.
some small minority will be allies with the right wing, because we have a lot of in common. As I said, they have a higher moral ground,
Mm.
and the majority is, unfortunately, are allies with the leftist. In order to
Right.
be allies with the leftist, you have to be like Ilhan Omar, to
Right.
shout out with the rainbow flag in the streets, and to do this and that. You have to do that. You have to take
Right.
selfies with the queers in the
Right.
in like I bet you saw those pictures.
I've seen,
Take
yes, of course.
selfies with the queers. We support you guys. You are introducing yourself as a Muslim, and you're wearing something like hijab. I
Mm.
wouldn't say this is hijab. Something
Mm.
like hijab, and you have the support of Muslims, especially the mutadathirat, which is the
Right.
Islamic feminist woman
Right.
power. So, and the next day you're taking selfies with the rainbow flag. You're
Right.
supporting queer. You're supporting transgenderism. You're supporting all the LGBTQXYZ, the rest of it. So, what are you doing here? She's obliged to support all of the leftists' agenda. She can't cheer pick. She can't choose that. Choose, for example, the minorities' rights to XYZ, and do not support the rest of minorities, which is including the homosexuals, the transgenders, the everything, including uh, transforming the children's transforming the children's from gender to gender under 18. They support
Right.
that, and some Muslims politicians, they support it. Like, Yahi, do you have mind? Do you think God is watching, or like he's asleep? Really?
Yeah.
Do you understand what you are supporting? The future of the
Subhan.
humanity is in the children. Do you know what you are doing?
Subhan.
Like, they are
Subhanallah.
they are totally blind. They are totally blind. They do not have this instinct, like the internal fact check, which is the Islamic, let's say, auditor, small auditor inside here in your heart. He's checking what you are saying. Wait, this is haram. You have to keep this guy awake before to
Yeah.
support something, especially in public. Like, that's not acceptable at all. So they make this deal with the devil to gain some political empowerment, let's say. A lot of Muslims in the West, they are doing that, unfortunately. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt people have capitalized their deen for benefits, as you said, political recognition and so on. Actually, I've talked to some of them, believe it or not. I'm not going to name people right now today because there's no point, but
Yeah.
some of the guys that are quite popular on social media. And I've asked a few of them, I said, like, why is this happening? Why are you guys doing this? They say,
Mhm.
Akhi, it's very difficult for us in the West here. You don't understand. People hate us. I'm like, okay, people hate you. People hate you anyway. You
Mhm.
know, people will hate you anyway. This is the
Mhm.
reality. The only thing that you're gonna gain from this is the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on top of people hating you. So now the people hate you and also Allah hates you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
Mhm.
good job, right? It's not like that, Like imagine the Prophet ﷺ saying, well, it's difficult here in Mecca with the Quraysh. How about when they offered him, look, how about we worship your God 1 year, and we worship our gods 1 year, right? So
Yeah,
the Prophet
they,
ﷺ
they,
said,
they
yeah,
throw they
this is
throw
the
some stones. They throw some stones on me in Taif, so I'm leaving it.
exactly. And yeah, he could have said, this is the maslaha, khalas, okay, let's do it, No, it's like, no way. And if they put the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left hand, I'm not going to change this. And this is ikhlas. Yeah.
Hmm,
It's like, and if you look at let's look at the minorities.
hmm,
When people gained recognition or respect
hmm,
in the sphere of the world, is they sacrificed for it.
hmm,
Some people went to jail. Some people died and became martyrs. Whatever it was. It seems like today, people are cowards, man. People
hmm,
don't want to actually fight for the right. If you're a Muslim minority in the West and you're there and you decide to be there, okay, whether it's halal or haram, it's a different story.
hmm,
But then at least you need to fight for your rights. You need to
hmm,
start your own things. I mean, if this LGBTQ group and others have done it in a smaller percentage, even,
hmm,
and they've been so successful, Yahi, already you have a template for you to claim your rights as a minority without having to go into their neighborhood. You
hmm,
stick to your ethics and you claim your recognition if it is what you want to do. But what's the point of any making ta'awun and cooperation with them and destroying your own self, confusing your children, your own community, the future of this ummah? What's the
hmm,
point? People are confused, bro. We're living in confusing times.
hmm,
You know what I mean? What's the point? For what? Because you're scared that people are going to hate you more, or that people are going to. It doesn't matter. In the end, yani what's in their heart is worse than what's on their tongue, as Allah says in the Quran. You have to understand that.
hmm,
You need to believe in what Allah has already told you. Allah
hmm,
already told you this. You know, right? No matter what you do, you will never satisfy them.
hmm.
Okay? You will never. Don't think that the ayah, لن ترضى عنك
لن
اليهود
ترضى عنك.
والنصارى.
Hmm,
This is not only for Yahud and Nasar. This ayah is to also tell you about anyone else who follows under that category who is Dalin. It's
hmm,
not only Yahud and Nasara. Oh, Yahud and Nasara, leave them, but LGBTQ, yeah, good job. It's okay with it. No, this covers anyone who has deviated from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. So, what do you expect? Yeah, Allah is telling you they'll not be happy with you. And you're like, no,
hmm,
they love me. We're neighbors. Okay, be neighbor. No one's saying don't be neighbor. No one is saying you have to go and do something wrong to them, but
hmm,
stick to who you are. Do not compromise your deen and your identity, because the outcomes of that is your own destruction. Okay, and look, it's not only in America, my brother. As you can see, it's
hmm.
bleeding into the Muslim Ummah. It's
Yeah,
bleeding into Jordan. It's bleeding into Palestine. It's bleeding into all the Khalij. It's bleeding into everywhere.
hmm,
Right? This is what is the reality. As you said, social media has accelerated things,
yeah,
because social media is not just information delivery. It is edutainment. It's education with entertainment. It's very appealing. It's a
hmm,
new form of conditioning.
hmm,
Every moment you watch, and so many people have so many different platforms, people are being conditioned. You
hmm,
have to understand. All of us, me and you, are being conditioned when we use that. Our future choices, our future decisions will somehow be influenced by what we have seen and what we have done that day. This is the reality. No one can escape behaviorism. It is what it is. This is the reality. So,
hmm,
all these Muslim youth, young people who don't have maybe the foundation that you and I received, that you received from your father back in the days, the traditional way, right?
hmm.
Where even when we look at the way our parents used to scold us, we used to say, Alhamdulillah, that happened, because, you know, يعني أصبحت سيدا يعني I'm straight now,
Hmm.
يعني these days, like, oh my God, like, and he screamed at me, boo hoo hoo, I'm gonna call the police.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
and
need psychiatry treatment because he's scared at
I,
me.
exactly. So this is different. It's a different time, and these youth are confused. And if humanity, and I mean, people need to listen here carefully. If humanity, doesn't matter whoever you are, wishes good for themselves,
mm,
they need to understand that this is not the right path to take. Just look at the outcomes. This is not what I'm
mm,
saying, you're saying. Look at what's happening in the world. Are we having a stronger humanity, a stronger global citizen, or whatever you want to call it? No, it's a weaker. Have the wars stopped? No, they're increasing. Has hunger and poverty been eradicated? No way. Has discrimination and racism been eradicated? No way. So what good has come out of this then?
marriage institution replication rates.
What good has come out of it? Where is it? Where are the solutions to the world's problems?
Mm,
Nowhere. Nowhere. So, I mean, and we're not even allowed to challenge that. Because see, when the liberals fail, the conservatives say, okay, guys, the world, now it's our turn. We need to take over and try to run this thing to make it better.
mm,
But they offer an argument. There's a debate in parliament. People listen. Yeah, we can't even talk. Flag,
mm,
flag, censor, deplatform, demonetize, de this. Because what? Because you're scared. See, when Musa was talking to Fir'aun,
mm,
right? When Musa alayhi salam is talking to Fir'aun, it starts with a rational discussion,
mm,
right? And say, who are you, Musa? He says, I am the messenger of God.
mm,
Okay, who is this Allah? He says, He is my Lord and your Lord,
mm,
and the Lord of your forefathers. And Firaun starts losing the rational debate. So what does he
mm,
start now doing? Say, Rasulukum, he's crazy. This messenger of yours, he is
mm.
Majnun. He's crazy. See, now he's like, he can't.
Shaming language.
Shaming language.
Mm,
Yeah, this is a business, right? So he can't win. Then the people are still not getting it. No, they're like, so Musa continues with rational.
mm,
So now Pharaoh says, wait a second. If you're taking any God other than me, I will kill you. I will jail you. Now the threats, the
mm,
censorship, right? Because he
mm,
knows he cannot respond back. There's no debate.
mm,
But I
mm,
will stop you. I will, do this. I will jail you. I will crucify you. I will do this. The threats and all the censorship comes in because he knows he cannot go mouth to mouth, word to word, debate
mm,
to debate. It's impossible. And that's what these people, I think, they're afraid, and they are intimidated by people that like who have an academic background and bring in the evidence, because they know if you're going to put him face to face in a debate, that people are going to be like, well, this guy, he's speaking some knowledge. This makes sense, right?
mm,
What he's thought, what this guy is saying, this makes sense. Okay, wait, maybe we need to wake up. You know what I
mhm,
mean? And go back. And people don't want that.
mm,
People don't want that. These guys don't want that.
mm. And like recently, uh, like some information will hit you, will make you feel shocked. So, such as yesterday, I had a tweet. I did a tweet, which is about abortion. I checked the abortion meter. I found out around 920,000 uh, baby have been aborted since the beginning of 2020, like in the first
Subhan
week, in the first
Allah
week,
Akbar.
in the first 7 days. Like I tweeted it 2 days ago, in 8th of January. So I said
Uh-huh.
in 1 week, and I got the screenshot from the world meter, which is updated number of abortion. So I got the
Right.
screenshot, and I said in 1 week there's 920 or 923,000 baby was killed by abortion around the world, and nobody noticed it, and nobody says any comment about it. I have to find it myself. I did not find it by piece of news or
Yalla,
somebody
akhi.
saying that. I have to find it by myself. The number said it is over 900,000 human. They got
Yes.
aborted, and
Yes.
nobody
Killed.
cares.
Dead.
Nobody says anything about it. I got over than 700 quote tweet over that tweet. Quote tweet, which is people saying what is their opinion about this tweet. I
Right.
will say 90, like 80 to 90% of them are angry feminists supporting aborting babies, and like all of them are saying, "Yeah, girl, go, girl. We have to cross the million. Like it is 920,000. It's not enough. We have to make it million." And some of them say, "Yeah, fuck the fetuses and blah blah blah." Most of them are Arabic. Most of them
Arabic ones.
are Arabic girls, yeah.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
But like the Arabic Twitter timeline is very toxic. Like the
So,
feminist
so
and
how did
liberals.
these girls abort the babies? They from their husbands or what? MashaAllah.
And some of them will get you by this foolish argument, which is she might be get raped. The
So all these
the
women got raped,
statistics
huh?
no, the statistics analysis
Mm,
shows that less than 0.5% of them was raped. Less than
mm,
0.5%. That's less than 1%.
mm,
What about the 99%? The rest of them?
mm,
There is some medical necessities. Yeah, there's 4 to 5% medical necessities. What about the rest of them? The
mm,
95, 97%. What about those? It is individual will to take the baby's life out. There's no medical necessities. There is no rape. It was consensual sex. Like
mm.
they both consent on it, and they did
Right.
it. And she got and then they will tell you it is unwanted pregnancies. What? How it is unwanted? I said that like 100 times. How it is unwanted when you are over like when you are adult, you're having consensual sex during your ovulation cycle window, unprotected with a man, and then surprise, I'm pregnant. It is not surprise. That's basic biology. You're idiot.
Yes.
That's basic biology. You got pregnant
Mm,
because you did this and that. So, like if you put your hands on the fire, it will get burned. Yo, it's surprised. I got burned. Of course, idiot. You put it on the fire. That's that's the foolish argument, which is unwanted pregnancy. Unwanted pregnancy. Okay, close your legs. You will never have unwanted pregnancy. That will be like a
right.
great solution. But they don't like it. They don't like it. They
No.
want to have the sexual liberties without the sexual liberty consequences.
The
I need the
consequences, yes.
positivities without the negativities, without the
Right.
negatives. So I will enjoy everything I want, and if I got hit by anything negative based on the basic biology, like 12 years old girl should know that, like,
Right.
and I found 30 years old women. It's unwanted. Unwanted? How is it unwanted? Like, did you got the baby downloaded from the internet? No, you did the action during
Right.
your ovulation cycle. You have to know this. I know that more than women. I know about the ovulation cycle, the progesterone and the estrogen, and when it hit, and the window of perception. So
Right.
I know that as a man. How you don't know that as a woman? That's
Right.
foolish.
It's called ignorance, yes. No doubt they're ignorant. SubhanAllah, as you said, right? Look at the outcomes. I mean, and these people don't get censored. These people are
Mm.
the ones who are causing the deaths of children. Okay, as I think what so one week claimed more deaths than COVID did in the whole time, isn't it? What they're trying, people are busy with COVID. Um, Look at the outcomes. What we are talking about, and we are being censors. We're talking about protecting human life,
Mm.
protecting human intellect, protecting human lineage,
Mm.
knowing who's your mother and your father,
Mm.
protecting human dignity, protecting everything, man. Human life is sacred. We are talking and calling people to that, yet we are being censored. And for those who are saying, do whatever, kill the baby, it's my body, my choice. I kill myself if I want to, right? You have all these crazy things coming up right now. Uh, and this is endorsed under so-called freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Yet, when we turn for freedom of expression and freedom of speech,
Abu
he's going
American
to
is in the
say,
house.
mashallah.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So then when it's freedom of speech or freedom of expression from our side, smack, right? No,
Hmm.
you don't have the right for freedom of expression and freedom of speech.
Hmm.
So there's a huge hypocrisy actually. And again, I want to say, if people want good for themselves and for this world, as they claim that they want a more peaceful world,
Hmm.
right? You have all these resolutions, you got United Nations having these objectives and trying to reduce poverty and trying to, if you look even at the charters, right? It's always about human life and about
Hmm.
saving human life. It's a bunch of bullocks, man. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
This is ridiculous. It's a joke because again, the outcomes and the evidence when you look, you
Hmm.
see, right? You can't deny. It's not a debate here or
Hmm.
an opinion thing. It's
Hmm.
something that can be measured. Look at the schools,
Hmm.
look at the education, look at the ignorance, look at what comes out of the ignorance, look at the amount of crime and the wars and the poverty. Nothing is being solved.
Hmm.
Nothing is just getting worse and worse. So, where is this whole humanity and human rights and activism leading us to?
Hmm.
Because it's the wrong thing. And we should be allowed to show people that there is another side, there's another option, there's a better option. And we can present it in a nice way. They can listen. If they don't like it, do what you want. But at least we should be listened to. We should be given the platform to be able to speak and to show people
Hmm.
what our solution is. And our solution is based on a clear model that doesn't change. It's always been the same. Not next year is going to be something different depending who's talking about it. Everything is basically, you know, consistent with us, right? We have a consistent model. It's simple. Like,
Hmm.
khalas, and everything is clear. For them, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in a year from now, what's going to happen 2 years from now, but the indications are not good. What's happening
Yeah.
right now is no.
Yeah. That question for you, Abu American says, can you ask Brother Gabriel if he's gotten his demonetization situation sorted, and if not, what is the alternatives that he turned to?
Okay, so yeah, I've done that actually. I've basically reapplied for that.
Hmm.
I removed a few titles. I was advised by someone who's in the marketing to just keep the same content, but just be careful of how the algorithm and the AI, the artificial intelligence, how it picks up your titles,
Hmm.
right? So you basically say use some synonyms, but have the same message in
Hmm.
titles. So be careful with that. And I restructure a few things. I didn't delete. I think I deleted 1 or 2 or 3 videos maximum
Hmm.
from the thousands that I have, and I reapplied, and it was given back again. But it killed the engagement and everything. So now it's like
It will kill the
barely. Uh,
recommendation. Yeah.
yeah. So let's see. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. But that's again, who knows what's gonna happen next? And I didn't even get a warning. I just straight up went
Hmm.
into being
That's strange.
demonetized. You know.
That's
Yeah. I didn't
strange
even
because
get a warning or
usually
anything.
you have to get like first strike, second strike, like.
No warning. No warning, no strike, just straight up demonetization. I was warned by a few Muslims who messaged me, and they threatened me that we're going to gather against you and like,
Hmm.
we're gonna flag you. So
Hmm.
that's happened a few times. I was like, do whatever you want, I don't care. And
Hmm.
obviously, that's what they've done. They kept saying, we're gonna flag you. I'm gonna get all my friends. We're all gonna get together. We're gonna flag you. That's the funny thing is that these are your people, right? Who are claiming to be Muslims. I mean, if you look at what I say, I mean, what the heck are they having an issue with? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even that controversial. I'm
Hmm.
talking about very, very, specific things. Okay, taboo things, but
Hmm.
there's people are more controversial than I am. You know what I mean? But still, it's our own people who don't like us to talk about this. They're not comfortable with what we are saying. because
Mm.
they know what we are saying makes sense, and they know that um, it might it might challenge this narrative, and it might change
Mm.
people's ideas. Because to be honest, bro, like I mean, I was reading some of the comments recently. I checked my messages, and I received a lot of people saying that we hated first time when we watched your stuff. We really hated it. It was really annoying. But then we watch more and more and more, and now we feel like what you're saying is really making sense. So people are, you know, yeah, exactly. I mean, as American saying, like, yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'm far
he's
from
he's
controversial,
far from
without a doubt,
controversial. Like we are
no
more
doubt,
harsh than them. Like
one
we
hundred
are
percent,
more harsh than him. Yeah,
100%,
but
no doubt.
that was shocking. Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. So, but that goes to show, right? It depends. Like some of the hate messages that I get, I don't remember when was last time where like a non-Muslim messaged me saying, "Bro, what you're doing." It's Muslims, man. It's always Muslims. Like the past
Mm.
5 years, I don't remember a non-Muslim to message me and threaten me, bro. It's
Oh, for
always
five
been
years.
5 years. Allah Alami, I don't
La
remember
hawla
one
wa la quwwata
non-Muslim
illa
to
billah.
message me and to like threaten me. I don't remember, bro. It used to be before. Some Romanians used to message me, like threaten my life and stuff like that. But now it hasn't happened, bro. It has not happened. It's just Muslims, feminist Muslims, hijabi warriors, all these, superwoman type of stuff. That's pretty much what I get, you know what I mean? So it's our own people, man. Sadly, it's our own people, who have been brainwashed and who are doing the damage, right? You
La
don't
hawla
like
wa
it,
la
just
quwwata
just
illa
just
billah.
watch something different. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But why remove the chance of others to listen to what we have to say if you're such a big supporter of freedom of speech and freedom of expression? It's a huge hypocrisy, man. Hard to even address this issue, hard to even talk about this thing, hard to even rationalize.
Yeah, they're saying get Abu American on the show. Abu American, check your messages on Telegram. I send you the link if you want to join, brother. You're most welcome. Hayak Allah. Uh,
Mashallah.
so uh, so let's get back to the like how controversial the issues that we're talking about. Like I believe we say yeah, if you can join us, Abu American, I send you the link. Uh, let's say how harsh the things that we are saying. We're saying a lot of harsh things, like to them. It is
Mm,
not basically harsh for any like basic Muslim with a sense. It will be so okay. Like that's well known narrative. Uh, but what happened is there is a people, unfortunately Muslims, when they don't like your narrative. For example, they are not from the same madhab. For example, they are not from the same aqidah sect, let's say. You know that conflict since 100 years, like Salafi and Asha'ira, Hanabila and
right,
Ahnaf, and blah, blah, blah.
right,
So they keep fighting. So those people with this mindset, what I noticed, they can do whatever they can to silence you, to silence you, uh, and not do anything to the non-believers who was fighting you. So
mm,
they are ready to take action against my brother as a Muslim because I did not like how he's saying things, or I did not let's say confirm and agree on all what he's saying. But so I will try to silence him, to not speak at all. Look at what we have here. I'm having brother Gabriel Romani. We do not agree on everything. Yeah, that's very clear. That's very clear.
right,
We never have any discussion, but like I saw your views about red pill in general, and we can
yeah,
have intellectual conversations about it. That
sure,
that is okay under the umbrella of Islam. We can discuss it.
mm,
So if I didn't like 5% of what Gabriel is saying, I will work so hard to silence Gabriel at all, zero, and I have
right,
95% in common. He's a Muslim brother, he's a Muslim man, and he have Muslim point of view, like the Muslim narrative. So what we have in common is far more way what we do not agree on.
No doubt.
So uh, regarding what we do not have, we can we can do an intellectual conversation, as I'm saying. We can figure it out and let people decide, as you're saying, if we
No
have
doubt.
this, if you have this freedom of speech. So if I don't, I do not try to silence him because I don't like 2% of what he's saying. That's authoritarian thing. That authoritarian way. Salam Abu American.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, you brothers are well.
Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Alhamdulillah.
What's going on? MashaAllah.
May I just real quick? I just want to say, I made 2 videos about this topic, and specifically, especially when I heard about you, Gabriel. So I made two. I didn't mention you directly, but it was specifically about you, and I think this is a shame. I think it's an aib against us as Muslims that, like you said, it's only the Muslims that are coming at Muslim content creators. And it's the weirdest thing because I don't know if the Muslims notice the hypocrisy of what they're doing. One hand, they're like, oh, the Rohingya, oh, the Uyghurs, oh, the Palestinians. Right. And then they spend a huge amount of time online attacking other Muslims. Well, who taught the non-Muslims how to attack Muslims other than the Muslims themselves? You're making this type of behavior permissive. If there's no loyalty amongst us and between us, then how do you expect them to show us any sort of respect? You're literally from the inside teaching them that it's okay to have a go at the Muslims. And they're not going to go online, as we see. That's what the Muslims do. They're going to go out into the world. They're going to pull that stuff that they did in New Zealand and here and there, and they're going to come at us real time. And it's really, it's a mess. It's not okay. It's not okay.
Yusuf here saying, Jazakallah khair. That should be the excellent quality to have a healthy conversation, even if we disagree. This is how we can unite the ummah. That is an alpha male's quality. That is very masculine quality, by the way. If we want to break it down, I'm not gonna shut my the other party off because I cannot logically, like on intellectual conversation, defeat his argument. So it is very cowardly to try to silence him. So who do this from Muslims? I will tell you, you are coward. You are really coward. I'm open for discussion, and everybody knows my email, my website. Everybody can challenge me. I have open, like I did. I have open challenge since years. I tell everyone, feminist, Muslim, not Muslim, atheist, non-atheist, theism, non-theism, anyone, do you want to challenge me? I'm very open. We can arrange for it. We can go live front of people and talk about it. But to try to report me as underbuilt hit, try to report me to silence me, you're coward. You are really coward because you can't defeat my arguments. You're trying to shut me down. What do you think, Gabriel?
Look, I think sometimes we can say we could expect these things from sisters sometimes because they get very emotional when
emotional
these things
fluctuation.
Get talked about. But when it comes from men, then man, I don't know. Like that's when you're like, really? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like what are you? No, brother, you're not giving our sisters the haq that they deserve. Just listen to what we are saying, even if it's just not a masculine trait, when you do this kind of, as you said, below the belt hit, right?
Yeah.
I was watching the highlights of the Canelo and Plant fight. I don't know if you, and I think I'm American. You watches boxing, right? It was amazing to see how the at the end after the fight, that discussion that happened between those two guys. I don't know if you guys seen that. It was amazing because it's like they settled it. Two men can settle it and then just embrace, and that's it, right? Two real men. But a coward is always going to hit you below the belt, and he's always going to come in and disappear. and just flag you and use all these cowardice type of tools to silence you. And do what you want, man. In the end, do what you want. Okay, you close this one, we'll start another one. You close that one, we'll start another one, man. Like, don't think that it's gonna stop. Like, the reality is that a real man never stops. You're not gonna stop. You know, they can close as many accounts as they want. I'm gonna open another 10, you know, and someone else is gonna help me to open another 20. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The more they try to silence you, the more we're gonna come back. So do whatever, man. Doesn't matter.
You know, we have to ask the question though, like, what is the heart of this? Because I mean, we see this like amongst the Muslims. I mean, obviously, non-Muslims also have their share of, like, you know, those SJW leftists that try and silence everybody. But now it's like, when we look at it, this is the behavior of SJW leftists. What's the core of this behavior? I mean, because really, if we don't look at the core of this behavior and where it's coming from, it's going to be a bit difficult to solve. Like you said, this is very odd for men. Men, they're content creators. The Muslims, I don't like them. I just don't listen to them. I literally just don't go to the channel. I see their videos. I click on that little 3 dots and it says "Do not recommend," and I click that, and their videos don't pop up anymore.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Why do we not have men in the ummah that have this capacity? And this is a real puzzle to me. And it puzzles me even more when guys say, "Oh, we don't need your masculinity teaching, Abu American." And I'm looking at guys online acting like a bunch of girls when they see opinions they don't like.
That's right.
Someone break it down to me, because sometimes I'm vexed. Sometimes I'm just like, what's going on here? You know?
Well, being a real man is not easy to, right? It's tough, right? So you got to put some work in. No one wants to put in the work. People are lazy. People are scared. I don't think anyone wants to do it. You get heat when you're a man. You're definitely always going to get some heat in when you're a man, when you talk about these kind of things. And only a man can stand that heat. And people don't want to. They're more comfortable to step back and just kind of let women take charge. This is what I see right now.
I believe, thank you, Yusuf. Jazakallah khair, akhi, for the super chat, $10. Jazakallah khair for supporting the channel. So I believe male feminists, like when they are on their period, they act like that. So that's the main issue. An emotional man. You know, I have a lot of respect, even for non-Muslim, when he's real man. I have a lot of respect. You know, Abu Jahl, like in the beginning, in the first day of Hijrah, when he was waiting for Prophet Muhammad out of his home with other men to kill him. He's kafir. He's trying to kill Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Prophet Muhammad escaped in the night, and they asked him, why didn't you break the house, the door, and get in the home? He said, وَمَاذَا تَقُولُ الْعَرَبُ عَنِّي, and what the Arabs will talk about me, that I enter the home that have women in it and I terrified them. That is not manly. That's not manly action. Look, he's kafir. He's kafir, but he's a man. I do not respect his belief system, but I respect his behavior. He's a man. He knows that as a man, you're not supposed to attack or break in a house full of women to terrify them. And they said, no, this is not acceptable. I will never do that, even if my enemy was inside. So you have this like baseline of masculinity that he's not ridding of it, like that. He's not leaving. So I can respect him. I can show respect for him, even if he was not Muslim, because he's real man. That's the basics. What do you think about American?
I mean, this goes back to what I always like to say. It's like Muslim men were preoccupied and obsessed with, rightfully so, with being good men, but not being good at being men. And the two are not the same. You can be a good man, and being good at being a man are two different things entirely. And when we look at the Sahaba, when we look at the time in the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, there was no in between. You had to be good at being a man. If you didn't go out and ready to fight, slay, whatever else, lions, tigers, bears, and raiders, or opposing tribes, you were a victim. You turned into a slave, or your offspring did. Sorry, I got some background noise here. And then drama. You know, little kids, got a house full of kids.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's
then
it.
when Islam came, Islam taught these men how to be good men. And that,
boom, lethal
today
combination.
what we have, we got a bunch of guys. They're not really good at being men because there's no pressure. There's no pressure to be good at being a man. And we have the pressure of trying to be good men, but it's also kind of difficult, you know, because our current time is not conducive to being good men. And so we've got these guys out here who are hodgepodge of something. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, crap on my brothers. May Allah hate us all, make us all better. I mean, but you know, when we look at some of the behaviors that are taking place here, you know, and this goes back to something else I'll say, and I won't go too much longer on my rants. You know how I am. It's like this goes into a whole slew of problems that we see to where it's like we now take the rules of Islam and we make them subjective to where like where we know that the honor and the dignity and the blood of a Muslim is inviolable. It is sacred to another Muslim. But we have no problem trashing the Islam and the honor and the dignity of a Muslim just because we don't like him. And your like has nothing to do with the man's honor and his dignity in Islam. It's his right. Leave it alone. But now what do? I don't like him. Takfir. Guy, his Islam, mashallah, salim. But takfir, I don't like him. This is what we've become. And it's a wild world out there right now. You know?
No. Subhanallah.
That's why I don't let those people comment on my platforms, on my pages. I do not, especially like when they try to have this fight, like Hanabila and Ahnaf, Ash'ari and Salafiyya. When they try to have that, I said I will block you both. You know, I'll block you both. This is not the place to do it. We're talking about totally another subject. This is not the place to do it. Stop doing it, or I'll block you both. So they're fighting consistently, and they try to shame each other, silence each other. They both try to takfir each other. This is these kuffar and these kuffar, and both can pray in the same masjid. Ya akhi, what you are doing? What you are doing? You're praying in the same masjid, and you're both calling each other kuffar. You might be like shoulder to shoulder in the same pray. Are you crazy? Really? That's it.
Barakallahu Fiq for having me on. Gabriel, quick question. I'm gonna give you back the platform, bro. Are you on Odyssey? Do you have your channel backed up on Odyssey? I would suggest backing up your channel on Odyssey. Odyssey is a blockchain, this blockchain technology. Once you register over there, you can link your channel and it'll automatically upload all your videos. Like when I got on there, it backed up 790 videos. It did it like a day and a half or something. So and you get paid. Obvious. I don't know what your stance is on cryptocurrency, but you get paid for the uploads, you get paid for views, and your viewers get paid for watching. So it's not like YouTube where they put, you know, these weird commercials in front of our Muslim audience telling you to, you know, leave Islam or, you know, whatever else that madness they put in front of us. You know, their attention is paid for also, you know, and it's not commercialized. So I would suggest going on there if you're not on there, inshallah.
I'll check it out for sure.
And you can broadcast live there now too. They're really upgrading the game. So
that's good.
Perfect.
All the best, and I hope everything works out for you, bro.
Thank you for hoping in.
Appreciate it, bro.
Assalamu
alaikum. Yeah, Odyssey library is very effective, by the way. I got my channel there. It will directly take all of your videos, and every video that you upload, it will be there automatically, like within 30 minutes to 1 hour. And if the video is deleted from YouTube, for example, it will stay there because it is a blockchain. There is no censorship like YouTube. And people will get credit for watching, and the content creator will get credit from them watching without advertising, with no advertisement.
Odyssey,
Odyssey library, Odyssey, Odyssee, Odyssey library.
Perfect.
So that will be a great point to do it. And you're there on Patreon. The link down, guys. Like for whoever want to support our brother Gabriel, because he's
بارك الله
doing
فيك.
dawah. He's debating the non-believers, especially Wood and like the other Christian haters, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Back in the days, I'm done with that right now, man. To be honest, back in the days, I was doing that. Now it's Sheikh Uthman Farouk and these guys, mashallah. Daniel is doing amazing,
Ah,
mashallah.
mashallah.
I'm from the old school, man. I used to debate these guys 15 years ago,
Yeah,
Sam
mashallah.
Shamoun and all these shayateen, This is
Mashallah.
15 years ago, man.
That's long experience, huh?
Long time ago, man. Long time ago. It's another decade. Subhanallah.
MashaAllah. طيب, getting back to our main subject, like the censorship. Uh, we talked a lot about the problem. Let's talk a little bit about the solution, like before we wrap up the video, because as you know, guys, I have another show like in Arabic,
Yes.
which is a Tafkik series, like it is
Mashallah.
today. Yeah. I'm breaking down the BBC, one of the BBC Arabic report, BBC Arabi reports about the sadism in Muslim communities. Can you believe that they have a report about the sadism, the BDSM among Muslim
Oh my
Arab
God.
community?
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Subhanallah.
they're promoting BDSM like among Arab Muslim communities by in Arabic language.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah,
Allahu Akbar.
I'll break that down. So okay, regarding the solutions, like from my
Yeah.
point of view, you should have your own website. I got my own website in 9/11,
Uh-huh.
September 11. In September of 11, like that was surprise. I just announced it. That like we're live, like we're like, people can go into the website. They told me like you're announcing it in September 11, and I looked at my watch. Oh, it is September 11. Well, that's coincidence. Like there's no intention, but it will be a great day to remember. Like when did you start your website? In September 11. So you have to have your website because in the website you are putting the boundaries. Nobody's putting the boundaries for you. So I have like a blog page on my website and a page
Okay.
for consultation, coaching, and counseling to book a counseling session.
Mashallah.
And I have the studies store page. I have like several pages. People can enjoy it in
Mashallah.
Arabic, and I'm getting a plug that will translate it to English, inshallah, soon. I'm working on it to be available in both languages, Arabic and English. So that's the first point, and you have to be linked to several social media platforms. Why? Because if you are available, for example, only on YouTube, if you lost your channel on YouTube, people doesn't know where to find you.
Right.
But if you are there on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and website, so if you lost one of the platforms, people will know where to find you. For example,
Right.
if you reopen or reinitiate a new channel, so you will tell people using other platforms that I'm having this new channel, so they can get back like easily. You can get back like your fan base or your followers, your people that like to see your content. You will get them easily back. What do you think?
Yeah, inshallah, I'm going to start doing this. The website has been coming to me, and some people have offered to help with that. And yeah, I definitely have to do that. And this Odyssey thing is a really, really great idea. I've backed up my a lot of my videos on cloud, but I think it's easier to do it on what you guys have said. That does it automatically, because that was a lot of work to get them on cloud. But definitely, you have to always and inna sa'akum la shatta, you have to be diversify. You have to diversify your things. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, and that's one way they won't be able to remove you. And I think that's very important, a good strategy for all of us, all the content creators, Muslim content creators who are talking about these important things, because I'm not assuming that things are going to get better. They're only going to get worse. I don't think we should expect things to get better. I think we need to be ready that things are going to get a lot worse, and there's going to be more censorship because people are realizing it more and more that this is not really working anymore. People are not really okay. People are falling for it, but I think more and more people now, with more and more content creators like ourselves coming on board, I think there's more resistance now. I can definitely see more resistance. I can definitely see a shift in the tide happening. A lot of people are messaging and saying, again, we hated you. This was horrible the first time we saw it, but the second, third, fourth, fifth time, by 10th time, we were sold, So I think the tide is shifting and people are feeling it. So that's why more censorship will come in, because they cannot debate. They can't, as you said, right? I challenge you, come, right? People don't do that, right? They cannot. There's more censorship. You can see it in the world in general. Forget about these issues that we are talking about. I'm not even going to go here, but I was just listening to Joe Rogan the other day, right? And he was just, look, I'm not going to get into it. Please, I want people to understand. I'm not going to get into it because I know it's super sensitive and we don't have time. But he was talking about
Dr. Maloney.
I think he was but Joe Rogan was talking about the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
And forget about whether you like it or not. It's about what's happening, how people are right now. They're trying to push the policy of actually of forcefully vaccinating people. Forcefully.
They took
You
off
can be
the
jailed.
episode with Dr. Robert Maloney.
They took it off?
Yeah, they took it off after 3 hours.
But there's still a few clips out there.
Yeah,
Look at that.
you can find it in Odyssey. That's why I like Odyssey. Anything is censored, took off, like YouTube platform. You can find it in Odyssey, like within 1 hour.
What do you mean forced? What do you mean they're gonna force you? And they can arrest you without even trialing you. No trial. They can arrest you with no trial. What freedom? What democracy? What hypocrisy? Excuse me, democracy. What hypocrisy are we talking about here, man? Like, this is ludicrous. I mean, are people يعني أليس منكم رجل رشيد يعني there's not a smart person amongst you يعني subhanallah يعني what's going on? Ajib. It's very, very strange. So I don't expect it to get better. So definitely we have to prepare for all the content creators out there who are doing any work towards defending the traditional values, the traditional Muslim, even as I said, conservative, non-Muslim, right? I think people need to protect themselves and back each other up, and they have to cooperate to help each other. Like, I'm learning from you, and we're learning from Brother Yusuf, mashallah. I saw that he's working, he's helped me as well. So mashallah, may Allah bless all the brothers who are helping each other. We have
Mashallah. Like shout out for Brother Yusuf. He's saying the plugged in is added because
nice.
guys, whoever want like need help with the let's say search engine optimization, like figuring out how is his website is performing, like improving the visits count, and doing all of the rest of the SEO stuff for your website. You can hit Brother Yusuf. Brother Yusuf is helping me figuring this out. It is his profession. He's like he's superior in his profession, and he have a great team, by the way. So guys, whoever need any help with that, like hit Brother Yusuf, and he will figure it out for you. So yeah, getting back to the subject. Yeah, I believe we can do that by like being connected with multi social media platforms, especially having your own website. Because as I said, my own website, I put the limits. Like when I publish article on one of the social media platform and they take it off, I republished it, like I rewrite it by harsher language in my website, and I just put the link on the social media platforms, like for 20, 30,000 people to read it. So I'm doing what I want using my own website. And you can use all of the social media platforms that you're using to link people in to your website, because it is the only place that you can use your own language without any kind of pressure. So
Hmm.
that's the main idea. Guys, we have to wrap
MashaAllah.
this up because I have another show like within 10 to 15 minutes. Like,
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
do you have anything, Brother Gabriel, like to say, uh, like while we're finishing?
Yeah, again, Jazakallah khair from bringing me on. As you said, maybe we disagree on some things, and I
Mhm.
think it's okay, Alhamdulillah. But I think we definitely agree on. There's so many intersectional
Mm,
things that happen between what you're preaching, what I'm preaching. I made that very clear to many people. A lot
mm,
of times, I try to explain why so many Muslim men are attracted to red pill is
mm,
because it's offering something that the ummah is not offering today, that many of the imams, with all the respect, and many
mm,
of the scholars do not offer. I'm not trying to talk bad about anyone. This is
mm,
the reality,
mm,
okay? And I think it should be a wake-up call for the ulama that
mm,
rujula is something that is being uh, disregarded, is
mm.
being totally not addressed, and it is the foundation of this deen. This deen was carried on the backs of
Of man,
men,
yeah.
This deen, all the prophets were men, all the main scholars were men, all the people who fought, who brought this deen all the way up to China, from Mecca all the way to China, were men. Okay, women were always in as a backup, in support. Okay, they had their own roles, but in reality, without manhood, that's how they destroy Islam. And we are preaching manhood, Islamic masculinity. If you're gonna hate that, you might as well hate Islam. Okay? If you're gonna hate that, you might as well hate Islam. And that is sad. That is sad. You're not gonna solve the problem of the world by labeling masculinity as toxic or trying to fight the Muslims who are trying to, right? You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna solve it. You're gonna make it worse. Okay. And you're definitely not gonna solve the problem of oppressed females or women by trying to again fight masculinity. No, that's not, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Mm,
So we need to return back to that. We're preaching this because we believe this is one of the main problems in the world. This is linked to many of the other problems in the world.
mm,
I believe when people regain their fitra, if your fitra is corrupt, I mean, what do you expect? The fitra is the vessel that receives the wahy, the revelation. If the fitra is upside down, what are you going to receive? How are you going to understand what Allah has given you when you are not yourself? You're not what Allah created you to be. The man is woman now, the woman is man, or both of them are confused. Then people are expected to understand, as you're talking about the difference in madahib or ikhtilaf among the. Yeah, you cannot. How can you gonna understand when you yourself don't know who you are as a human? People are confused. Am I man or woman? I don't know. Today I feel like a woman. Tomorrow I feel like a man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Leave the madhab to the last and figure out your gender first.
no, people don't know their like. Yani, subhanallah, people are saying, yani, there's gender fluidity now. Forget about
Mm,
binary or non-binary. Gender
yeah.
fluidity. Like
Mm,
at 6 a.m. I feel like a man, but at 9 p.m. I was feeling like a woman.
mm,
Yani, this is what Shaitan has been doing. He wants to cause you to be confused, to ignore the real problems in the world and the real objectives, so you can just wander around and be lost. It's
mm.
just it's a lost generation, especially Gen Z, right? These
Nah.
people who are born, they're lost, man. I mean, we were born in the previous millennium, we're from
Mm,
the good old days.
yeah.
These new kids are lost. They
Yeah.
are lost.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the future of this world is going to look like with these kind of people when they will take leadership of the world.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, plus guys, for whoever was asking about the Odyssey library, I left you the comments,
mashallah.
and this is our channel on Odyssey library. You can find it by
Mm,
just typing Red Pill Arabic. You can find the channel. It's an accurate copy, like a perfect copy
mm,
of the channel on YouTube, but with no
right,
advertising. Like if you don't like
right.
to watch advertising on the YouTube, go and watch like the same videos there. And inshallah, I hope soon, brother Gabriel will be linked to it. Like you can find his
inshallah.
contact, inshallah there. Thank you for joining me, brother
جزاك الله خير.
Jibril. حياك الله يا
بارك
أخي.
الله فيك.
And
الله
hope
يحييك. الله يحفظك يا أخي.
we can collab like soon again. I'm trying to have like within the next 1 or 2 week at max to have Abu American, Mahdi, and brother Daniel. I'm trying to like to collab all Muslim content creator who talk about
تمام.
these subjects like together in one show to discuss like a lot of controversial issues and to get all
أبشر
point
أبشر
of views
أبشر
from together. Inshallah. Barakallah feek.
أبشر إن شاء الله. الله يبارك فيك.
Mashkoor. Thank you guys. Jazakumullah khair for the support. If you didn't like this video. Wallahi عيب يا أخي. We are doing all of that for you guys. Like the video, give it share, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much. Wassalamu
يلا.
alaikum wa
عليكم
rahmatullahi
السلام.
wa barakatuh.
حياكم الله. السلام عليكم.